Now there have been different views on a certain project that the current government of Ghana was working on bringing together. It was called Agenda 111, and this was a project, that was initiated to work on certain district, certain regional, and specialized hospitals. Yeah, it was announced back in the month of April, and we had a little noise about it in July. Especially there was the likes of the Minister of Information, Kojo Opon Nkrumah, who affirmed that they were very prepared, you know, to embark on this project, speculating that the government had, gotten some amount of 100 million United States dollars, which was going to be used for the beginning of this agenda 111. Now, when this came up, obviously the opposition party had their own views, um, saying that they thought the president was not going to keep up and deliver, quality with regards to agenda 111, as it is called, especially with those that were, looking at how the hospitals were going to be brought up and how timely it would come out. Now, however, the president of the republic, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Ekufu Addo, he was expected to observe the beginning of this work, on the health facilities, especially those at Trede in the Achuma Kwauma district of the Ashanti region. Um, According to what was supposed to happen, his involvement in this will also signify the construction works at certain selected areas, plots of lands that were, selected to be used for this project. Now, what also was going on was that the president promised to do all he could with especially the team that was with him to make sure that this was going to be one of those great impacts that they come out with and improve the lives of the people of Ghana. Now, building this 111 hospitals, or Agenda 111 as it is known, is very great and is good. Now, there were people who were claiming that, according to what is seen on documents, it's a good move for the government. People claim, the opposition mostly claim, it's just one of those things he's doing to bite time and to, gain the favor of people. Claiming that he doesn't really deliver as they expect him to deliver. But on the other hand, those who are in the current ruling party and who have commended his actions, giving examples of some of those things that he has done ever since he came into power, claiming that he's done way better than the previous government. But these are two different opinions, so it's only those who are around these projects and who are seeing what is really going on that are going to really understand what it is. Now, the focus of the government is, specifically on these hospitals, and they seem to be more expensive because they are going to be like equipped with some special facilities that are not normally common to most of our government hospitals. And aside this, they are looking at getting some professionals. It could be both from this nation and also from outside of the nation, who are very good. Like, they are looking at top notch. They are really planning on saving lives and keeping people from harm. So there's a lot that has been put in the project, thinking this would be a good move. That's what they are doing. Others, however, have condemned the act, saying that those like special health conditions that they are trying to bring up are not necessary, saying that there are more important things to be done. However, it will only take those who are in those unhealthy conditions to know which is actually true. There have been some denial of some attentions in most of our hospitals, and even recently we spoke about how the general attitude of some nurses and some of these health practitioners is very poor. For that one, is very poor. It's not good at all. It's it looks like it's actually a place to kill people, not a place to save lives. When you go to some of them, there are some, however, which are different. There are some where you go, you are so glad that you actually came here. Even when you enter the whole feel of the place, even the smell of the place, you get it. It would make you feel at home. But now let's go ahead and look at this thing. What one of the problems the opposition was talking about was the fact that the time required to execute this was not going to be short. Now, according to them, this is just a waste of time. And, they cited incidents where sometimes the contractors will not be monitored to continue undertaking the project, to do it properly, to start with schedule, and to do all that could be done. And they were bringing examples of the 101 district hospitals that were completed within the 12 months and how it was for them. There are some who claimed it was longer. There are some who claim they're just different views. But the whole main thing is that they claim it's not really a good move on the part of the government. Now, the government has given local contractors the opportunity to construct these Agenda 111 hospitals. Now, the good thing about it is that money is coming into the pockets of Ghanaians. The economy is kept up, and then more of these works is not only just creating employment, it's strengthening the nation and giving the young ones, those energetic ones, a place to put their energies and to not go about wasting time and wasting their lives away. Now, what is happening right now is that the opposition is also claiming that there's mostly shoddy work that is being done when these Ghanaian contractors are employed. So they claim if the president really wants it to be as top notch as he wants it to, he shouldn't have given it to some of these Ghanaian contractors. Now, we should look at it from 2 points. The fact that some contractors in Ghana don't do the work up to the level of requirement is not a basis to decide where to send these contracts. You get me? Now, another thing to also look at is the president has to make the right decision. It's not only about giving the work to the right people, it's also about seeing what is good for the nation and for the economy. If you can sort of kill two birds with one stone, then it should be done. But if not, then you take the most important, the one that's more prioritized, over the other. Now, when you look at some of the works that have been done in the past, well, I wouldn't say necessarily by this particular Akufo-Addo government, but there have been a lot of breakages, potholes, lagging in buildings after they have been constructed, just a couple of months, sometimes years after they are constructed. Now, what we are saying, what the opposition is saying is that it is happening because these Ghanaian contractors, they don't have the experience, and most of them are actually looking for ways to make more money and then cut down costs. So what they do is that they collaborate with some people who are very fraudulent, just to make things look like they are using what they are using, but they are not. So instead of getting, for example, a quality type of cement, they'll go get an inferior one which is much cheaper. For example, instead of doing it for a period of, let's say, 5 days, they do it quickly in some 2 days, just to make the thing look, you know what we're talking about, this type of cutting corners. So because of all these things, they are urging supervision on these projects. Some of them have also asked the Minister of Information to do what he could do, to make sure that this type of running data is reaching the public, is reaching all those who need to know, especially the opposition, who will be very keen on making sure that things go as planned. And also the fact that Ghanaians must be more vigilant. The opposition is actually urging every Ghanaian who's around this area to, have a very open eye towards the project, just to make sure that they succeed, because they don't want to give the president a chance to make a mistake. And though it may look like it's an opposition thing, in a way, they have some points. It's good to, monitor such things just to make sure that they go alright, but you just don't want to look like you are trying to be a problem to the government. That's the only place that I would hope they wouldn't get to be criticizing in a constructive way. You get it? How are we building this? Okay, let's do it this way instead of coming in a way like, oh, you are doing it this way and it's wrong. Let's just be like, oh, why wouldn't it be better if you go about it this way? There are just ways we could go about this types of projects, and there wouldn't be troubles in this political scenes. There are also some who have spoken that sometimes when you speak to these contractors, they don't want to give the right answer, especially to the district assemblies in whose jurisdictions that these works are being done. Because sometimes when you look at the fact that they want to protect themselves and their image, they do their best to stay away from some of the public that wants to know what is happening. But we would like to say they shouldn't do that, but they shouldn't also feel like they are being spied on too much. It's good to have a vigilant eye on them, but don't make it look like they are going to do something bad, and so you are looking at them in such a way to expect it to happen. Yeah, when you involve yourself in that way, you make the work a problem. And remember, the work has to be done. So if the two of you keep fighting and having problems, the Ghanaian will not be able to enjoy it, and at the end of the day, time would have been wasted. You get it? Sometimes it's not only about the way you guide this person to do it, but sometimes it's about the approach. The approach, that's the most important thing. There has to be a good approach. Just ensure that the agenda is a success and it's not going to be a problem. You know how back in the day, most of the time, some hospitals that were supposed to be built stopped halfway, and we never heard of them again. They became like water buckets for the rain. They were just gathering rain. Animals were they were just there, left abandoned in the open without being completed. And sometimes when the next government came in power, they also abandoned it because they had their own projects on their own. So the general thing is, we want to ensure that the work is done, but with these different views on this type of work, these hospitals to be built and the like, just let's all have a peaceful way about going on it. It's true. Also, those who are claiming the time factor. I think that's one of the most spoken about. The time factor. It's true. It's true that time is key. Time is money, as some people say. Time is important, but it will be better for the project to have its slow course and be done properly than to be done speedily and to be done shoddily. You get it? It's better to be slow and sure, as some people say, than to be fast and unsure, or to be fast and then end in a gutters and bring a problem instead of a solution. Sometimes that's what happens. People work on these types of projects, and because of the demand of how soon it is needed, the workers on it speed force it. Like they just do anything, bash it over, make it look nice on the outside, polish it, make it to shine, and before you know, everybody is happy just for a while. The next thing, there are problems and there are issues, and this person is blaming that person, that party is blaming this person, and we just don't know what is happening. Meanwhile, all this time that this blame game is going on, the person who needs it the most, the public, the Ghanaian, the citizen, the woman or the child, whoever is suffering, and the arguments and the debates are not helping. So yeah, let's all play a part. The opposition should be keen on watching, but it should be done with a more matured approach. And the ruling party should also be very serious about just doing it the right way. That's all. It's not going to be any big deal as long as it comes out right for everyone to enjoy. Now, for those of you who have had an idea about it, you can leave your views on this agenda, and yeah, that'll be it. You can just let and your views about what you think of this agenda 111. Thank you and have a nice day.